So they are atheistic people. They don't believe in God, and they are too confident about their own prowess, abilities, and resources. So such kind of materialistic people, they are always after name, fame, publicity. They don't go for any charitable thing or any worship of Krishna. They are non-believers, they are atheists. So one are demigods and one are demons. Okay, demons are the people no other than who don't believe in God, presence of God. They are called demons. Okay, so most of the people in today's world are demons. Sometimes we also become like that. So, and demigods are people who are always very generous, very kind. So we'll learn about that also, who are demigods. This is demoniac. This is being demoniac mentality. They do not learn from history that even likes of Ravana and Hiranyakashipu are effortlessly annihilated. So they believe in so much their prowess or resources that uh, they are not ready to accept that even Ravana and Hiranyakashipu had to suffer their karmas, okay, their bad karmas, and they and all get annihilated, including the demigods, demons. But there is a difference between demigods and demons, right? The devotees and the demons. When the devotees die, Krishna takes charge of them. But when these demons they die, it's just like a cat taking a rat in her mouth, and the cat taking kitten in her mouth, right? So when the cat takes kitten in her mouth, uh, kitten is like the devotees, right? And the cat is like a Kala, the Krishna or Lord Shiva. So whenever the time comes, we are all we all have to die. But the devotees, the cat takes care of the devotee. The cat takes care of the cow. In the same way, the time or the Kala takes care of the devotee. And this Ravana, Hiranyakashipu, they are like mouse or the rat. And the cat takes, when the cat holds on to this mouse, then he is so much afraid that now my death is very near. So always the demons are very much afraid of death, but the devotees, they are not that afraid of death, because living or death both are same for the devotee. So five principal characters. Now the third is Arjuna, confused Arjuna. So that's a very big character, Arjuna. So Arjuna has fought with likes of Lord Shiva and Indra, yet he is able to say that let Duryodhana behead him in an unarmed state. So he was so much he was very victorious, and he had lot of valor and everything. But still, as a Vaishnava, he forgot that he is a Kshatriya, and he said that let Duryodhana and party they behead him unarmed. Then also it's okay, but still I'm not going to fight. He said. Being a pure devotee, he has no reason to be confused, but Lord Krishna created a situation for him to be confused. So most of the times devotees take guidance of their guru. So in the same way, Arjuna, when he got confused, he got disheartened, he was like what to do. That time he goes to Krishna, and Krishna guides him. He says him that you should fight because that is your dharma. So so this is the nature of a pure devotee. He never gets agitated by any situation. He gave two pertinent reasons for not fighting. So in the beginning, Arjuna argues with Krishna. In the whole first chapter, Krishna hears. Right? In the second chapter, Krishna starts speaking about the soul. What is the difference between soul and the body and everything. So whole first chapter, Krishna hears about Arjuna's arguments. So you have to remember those arguments and these things. Duryodhana has no sense of what he is doing, as he is shrouded in ignorance. So why should we are not ignorant people. Let Duryodhana be ignorant. So he says like that, whoever wins will win at the cost of 640 million soldiers. That means at least 640 million widows will be there, which will because of adultery and Varna Shankara. So this also we learned yesterday. So five principal characters again. Arjuna, confused Arjuna. So but good part of Arjuna being confused is that he will surrender to Lord Krishna. This is all auspicious act and will result in Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna actually made Arjuna to forget his real position as the servant of Krishna. Sometimes we also forget, most of the times, we also forget that we are the servants of Krishna and we become servant of Maya, right? Material world. And we get dragged by it. But Arjuna was not in such position. He was a pure devotee of Krishna. So he will always remember Krishna. But by Krishna's will, he made this, Krishna made him into the material consciousness. He came into material consciousness instead of spiritual consciousness. So as soon as Arjuna comes to the material consciousness, it is a good chance for Krishna to give us the lesson of Bhagavad Gita. So that he was made in instrument in the hands of Krishna. Arjuna was chosen as an instrument to give Bhagavad Gita to us. A devotee, when gets confused, takes shelter of Lord Krishna. We are all confused, but we do not know that we are confused. Rather, we speak like learned pandits at our own peril. Right? So most of the times, no one of us goes to Guru or Krishna. So whenever we are like that, we should take shelter of Krishna or Guru. That is a right act, like Arjuna. Then the fourth character is Sanjay. A devotee, a seeker of truth. By simply listening Bhagavad Gita, he gets enlightened and concludes that anyone who fights on behalf of Krishna will always be victorious. So he concludes in the 18th chapter that Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partha Dhanurdhara, Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhuti Dhruvanitir Matirma. Wherever there is Krishna, the master of all mystics, and wherever there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, there will also certainly be opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. That is my opinion. So Sanjaya was, although he was a minister of Dhritarashtra, but he was a devotee. Moreover, he was a devotee of Krishna. So in the beginning, even he gives Arjuna the name Gudakesha, right? And to Krishna also he says Rishikesha. In front of Dhritarashtra, he's sitting in front of Dhritarashtra. Still he says Arjuna is the conqueror of sleep, Gudakesha, who has conquered sleep, and Krishna as Rishikesha, who has conquered all the senses, who is the master of the senses. So he is very neutral. So devotee is always neutral. Although it apparently sometimes we see that some devotees are taking part of the non-devotees, right? Sometimes we see in our normal life, but devotees are always very pure. They seem to be taking part of some people, but they are actually always remembering Krishna. So Sanjay is such kind of character. In Krishna stories, we also see one such character is Akrura, right? So Akrura was always in Kamsa's kingdom. He was serving Kamsa, but still he was a pure devotee of Krishna. When Akrura goes to see Krishna, Balram in Vrindavan, there is a long, very beautiful pastime, how he goes into the chariot and he was flooded with the tears and he was rolling in the sand of Vrindavana. So this is the quality of a pure devotee like Sanjay. So he declares at the end that wherever is Krishna, wherever is Arjuna, supreme archer, there will be always four things will be there: opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. That will always be there. So also if we read Bhagavad Gita, then this will come to us, these four things. Then the fifth character and the most important character is Lord Krishna himself. He is the summum bonum. He is the absolute truth, but he has become a chariot driver. So this is the position of Krishna. He is very humble, and before we serve him, he starts serving us, right? So the master of all mystics is serving his pure devotee. This is the essence of entire Bhagavad Gita. Those who get intimately connected to Lord, for them, Lord willingly becomes their menial servant. Okay, we all have seen, you all must be knowing that when Arjuna wanted to go to the left side, Krishna asked him to put his feet on his shoulder, right? So, although we should take Krishna's feet on our head, Krishna took Arjuna's feet on his shoulder, and he will tap, so he will go to right side. He will tap here, and he will go to left side. So Krishna is order carrier of his pure devotees, but that doesn't mean that we should ask Krishna several things, that Krishna do this for me, do that for me. He's not our servant, right? So he does it by his own sweet will. So Prabhupada always says that, dear Krishna, whatever you will, Krishna willing. Okay, this word Krishna willing. My brother's Guru Maharaj also used this word always, Krishna willing. Krishna willing. So by Krishna's will, everything happens, not by our will or not by our we impose on Krishna and he does it. He never comes in anyone's. That is demigod's work. Okay, if a demigod is there, he can do your work, but Krishna is always independent. Whatever he wants to do, he will do. He's supremely independent. Who do we represent among these five characters? Right? We are part and parcel of Krishna. We are atomic, while Lord is infinite. At the best, we can become his mere instrument. So what is our position in front of Krishna? Nitya, Nityanam, Chetanas, Chetananam, Eko Bahuda, Yovidadati Kaman. Shvetashvatara Upanishad, it says that Krishna is eternal. We are eternal, but Krishna is supremely eternal. Chetnas Chetanana, we are conscious. Krishna is supremely conscious. Eko Bahuda Yovidadadikam. He is singular and plural. Right? So Eko Bahuda. He is just one, but he is fulfilling the desires of every single living being. Right? So for the ant, he is supplying some food, but for elephant also he is supplying. Okay, so we do not represent Sanjay as by, so whom do we represent, right? So we are analyzing here that Krishna is Samam Bonan. How can we be Krishna? Some people say, you are Krishna, I am Krishna, and let's be happy. You have Paramatma in yourself, I am also have Paramatma. So most of the people are nowadays like that, right? So just worship people, just worship devotees or people and do some charity, that will be fine. Some people think like that. Now most of 99% people think like this, but actually Krishna is a supreme authority. So we should consider him, apart from all the human beings, we should respect Krishna the most. We do not represent Sanjay, as by hearing Bhagavad Gita, our hands, hair do not stand on end. So after hearing Bhagavad Gita, Sanjay's hair were standing on its end, and he said that verse that we read recently. We do not represent Duryodhana, as long as we recognize Krishna as God and would like to listen and follow his instructions. So many people, they say Bhagavad Gita, don't read Bhagavad Gita, you don't need to read Bhagavad Gita, just meditate on something, nothing, right? Nothingness, meditate on nothing, you will get all the knowledge. So these are demoniac people like Duryodhana. But we are trying to understand Bhagavad Gita, so we are not like Duryodhana. Most of us also do not represent the confused Arjuna, as although we are confused, we are not inclined to surrender to Krishna. So Arjuna also, we are most of the times, as I said already, we don't take complete shelter of Krishna, right? We always have some doubts whether this will be done or not done. So we have to take complete surrender to Krishna, then only we can have the position of Arjuna. So whom do we represent? The only character, that is Dhritarashtra. We are too attached to our miserly weakness, born of ignorance and passion. So if we go deep into our heart and we try to understand, many a times we remain in past, right? We lament for the things which has not come to us. We, most of the time, we cry over filial things, material things, not important. From the Dhritarashtra, who is committed to remain blind to confused Arjuna. who is ready to surrender Lord Krishna. So we have to come to Arjuna's spot, right, from Dhritarashtra. So materially he was blind, but spiritually also he was blind in the law of his family and his this is called skin disease, right? In ISKCON, Prabhupada says it's skin disease. We like to touch our parents, our children, like that. So this is a very deep skin disease we have. So we have to come out of it to a certain extent. Let us follow the footsteps of Arjuna. Sarvadharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayasami ma sucha. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. Krishna says, I shall deliver you from all the sinful reactions. Do not fear. So when Arjuna comes to Krishna and Krishna says around about the last part of 18th chapter, says, forget about all the religion, that this is my mother earth. I have to serve mother earth. I have to serve my nation. I have to serve my family, even studies. So sometimes I have to serve my boss. So all these are Kaitava Dharma. Okay, they are cheating religions. They are bodily religions. So Krishna says that these are all things, these are there, okay, but above this is surrendering to Krishna. So we should give all our relations, like our relations to our family, everything we should give it to Krishna. In Gujarati we say, no, that mara mata pita badane હું તમને અર્પણ કરું છું. So that we give everything to Krishna, and we should invest everyone into Krishna's service. That's the best thing, best service we can do for our nation, our boss, our material friends, or whoever it is. Just surrender unto me, okay, and then Krishna delivers us. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Parya, this is the same thing. Okay, so okay. So I think this is not required. You can just read it out at your home. We'll go quickly to the video, and then we have some objective questions also that we'll go through. Okay, so we have still some time to do our class, so we'll go quickly to video. 36-minute video is there.
गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य.
Just a moment, I have to reshare again, otherwise you will not be able to hear properly. Share the sound.
Satarine. Hare Krishna. I welcome all of you to our online course on Bhagavad Gita. This is a comprehensive studies. We are discussing on chapter 1. This will be the second video. In chapter 1, first video, I narrated the different subsection of the entire chapter, introducing the armies to how Arjuna would lament, thinking about the consequence of the war. So if you look at, we started the first verse, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Dhritarashtra Vacha Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yusava mamakaha pandavasaiva kimakurvata Sanjaya. This is the beginning. And this, Dhritarashtra is inquiring about the proceedings in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. The meaning of this verse is, O Sanjaya, after my sons and sons of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, desiring to fight, what did they do? There's a question. And what ended this chapter? You see, this is the text 46, chapter 1. Sanjaya Vacha Evam Bhuktva Arjunaha Sankhe Rathopastha Upavishat Visrujya Sasaram Chapam Soka Samvigna Manasa. Translation. Sanjaya said, Arjuna, having thus spoken on the battlefield, cast aside his bow and arrows and sat down on the chariot, his mind overwhelmed with grief. Dear friends, we would like today to understand the characters that were introduced to us in this chapter 1, because it's very, of course in Bhagavad Gita there is only two characters, one is Krishna, the other is Arjuna, but chapter 1 is introducing a number of characters, and they are very important. And the first character is the Dhritarashtra Vacha. Okay? So Dhritarashtra is the first character. Second is his son Duryodhana and his party. The third character is Arjuna, and of course his party as well, but I would keep Arjuna as a separate entity because that is very, very important. Because of him only we have been blessed by Bhagavad Gita. So I'll keep him aside. Fourth character is Sanjaya himself. And fifth, obviously, is Krishna, the chariot driver of Arjuna, Partha Sarathi. So now let us try to go deeper into each of these characters and how these characters, they make a parallel with our lives. We can see ourselves in their footprints. Dhritarashtra. He is a person who always lamented. He lamented that Pandu was given the kingdom, but not he. He always blamed time and providence. They were not fair to him. He has been wronged by time. He has been wronged by providence. And hence, he is full of negativity about providence, about God. He is not able to accept the will of providence in the form of time. He's not able to accept. If you look at the history of Mahabharata, Dhritarashtra and Pandu, both of them were twin brothers. They were twin brothers in the sense they are the sons of the one father, Vyasadeva. Although the mothers may be different, Ambika and Ambalika, but one father, that is Vyasadeva. But Bhishma took the decision to make Pandu the emperor, not Dhritarashtra, although Dhritarashtra is the eldest. So rightfully, he thought the kingdom is his. But because he was born blind, Bhishmadev took a decision to coronate Pandu as the emperor. And I don't know how many of you have read Mahabharata, you would see Pandu, after being coronated, he left in all 10 directions to conquer. To conquer the world. To conquer the world, he left. And he in fact conquered the entire world. But after he conquered the world, he felt it's futile. It's futile to conquer all these things because they are not belonging to me. Hence, he retired to north and lived among the mountains along with his 2 wives. He started his spiritual journey because he got enough. After conquering the world, he realized this world has nothing to offer to him. It often happens when you get things by your sheer power, dedication, and then you feel they are temporary, they are of no significance in your life. They play a no significant role in your life. You become detached. One of the aspects of being within this material world is to cultivate the detachment. The world, the way is organized. If one can see through wisdom, can realize this world doesn't belong to us. Neither we are empowered to transform this world, because each and every individual soul, they have to take a decision to be transformed. So Pandu left. In essence, Dhritarashtra became the emperor almost from the very beginning. But he is not able to accept that why Pandu was enthroned as the emperor of Hastinapur, not he. This is the character of Dhritarashtra. Sochati. We brood over our past. You do, I do, all of us we do. Unfortunately, we can see Dhritarashtra within us. I'll narrate a pastime from Ramayana, which all of you are aware of. Lord Ram has taken a decision to go for exile. But he has to take permission. When he has come to meet his mother, Kaushalya, and says, to keep the words of my father, I have to go for the forest exile. Kausalya is saying, you take me, Ram, I cannot live without you. And whatever consolation Lord Ram gives to Kausalya, Kausalya could not accept it. Lord Ram says, oh mother, destiny is so powerful. Even if you want, you cannot violate the destiny. It is all powerful. It is the will of the absolute truth. Of course, Lord Ram is the absolute truth. In a sense, Lord Ram is going to exile, forest exile for 14 years by his own will. But in Leela it appears that destiny has forced Lord Ram to go for exile. Lord Ram teaches us by his own example to be able to accept the decision of the destiny. Destiny in the form of time brings us varieties of situations which may be very unpalatable, but we must accept them. If you learn how to accept, then our spiritual persona would dazzle. The problem with Dhritarashtra and persons like Dhritarashtra is that they don't want to dazzle spiritually. We have to learn this from Dhritarashtra. He was given enough opportunity, enough opportunity. He knew Dharma, he knew Krishna is God, but he was against God. He had grudge against Krishna. He thought Krishna is partial to Pandavas. Pandu. God is unkind to him. This is his mistake. My dear friends, don't make this mistake. Accept the situation. When situation is so bad, withdraw yourself and recharge yourself in spiritual tattva, in spiritual wisdom, in spiritual practice. Enter into divinity. You will find the joy, only joy. So that is my first character, Dhritarashtra. Now let us go to the second character. That is Duryodhana and his party. Who is Duryodhana? He is personification of false ego. In this material world, things are done either by Prakriti or by Krishna himself. We, the mere mortal souls, we are so insignificant, we can only surrender to Krishna or surrender to Maya. That is only our role. We become responsible only for misusing our free will. We misused our free will to serve Maya, and hence we are penalized. And we are rewarded when we properly use our free will to recognize Krishna as the absolute truth, and hence we must dedicate everything to his satisfaction. Then we rejoice in our natural self, in our form as Satchit Ananda. Unfortunately, Duryodhana is an antithesis to humankind. He believes he is the doer of things. He has firm conviction it is he who must run the show, not the righteous and natural eligible prince Yudhishthira Maharaj. His problem is that he cannot see the truth, even if he is spoken to. Lord Krishna even tried to show him his Virata form. Duryodhana ignored. Duryodhana ignored the wisdom of Vidura. He ignored the wisdom of Bhishmadev. He even ignored the wisdom of his saintly mother Gandhari. Unfortunately, his company was absolutely bad. Normally in our society, it is said, a person is known by his company. And Duryodhana kept bad company, be it Karna, be it Sakuni, be it Jayadratha. Anybody, they only gave wrong advice to Duryodhana. My dear friend, even Ravana, Hiranyakasipu, they wanted to annihilate Vishnu. They wanted to annihilate God, and they wanted to enjoy Ram's kingdom without Lord Ram. Unfortunately, all of them were annihilated. We can say in this world who are representative of Duryodhana, they would never learn from history. Be it from Ramayana, be it from Mahabharata, they won't learn. History is there for us to rectify our mistake, to regulate our behavior, to recognize the absoluteness of the absolute truth, the power of destiny, the invincible potency of time. We are not the doer, which Duryodhana wrongly believed. This mentality of doership is killing us. My dear friends, we are only instrument. Instrument in the hand of Krishna or the instrument in the hand of Prakriti, nature. It is your free choice whose instrument you want to become. As far as Bhagavad Gita is concerned, we would like to become instrument of Krishna. After Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana, let's go to the third character, that is Arjuna. We have never seen a confused Arjuna. Krishna being his friend, he had all spiritual energy and enthusiasm to act. Arjuna was expert literally in all art forms, be it drama, dance, music. And everybody, of course, know that he is expert in archery. Nobody is really equal to Arjuna when Gandiva is in his hand. He has fought with Indra, he has fought with Lord Shiva. And now here he is talking that let the party of Duryodhana behead him. He is not going to fight. Such a state of confusion has attacked Arjuna. Why this happened? Arjuna is a pure devotee. Krishna wanted us to relish the nectar of Bhagavad Tattva, the truth of absolute science. What is absolute science? By which everything that exists can be explained. Krishna wanted to give this nectar to all of us. He used Arjuna just like when mother-in-law wants to teach a newly wed daughter-in-law. She instructs daughter-in-law indirectly through her own daughter. Exactly similar way, Krishna is teaching to all of us through his own devotee, that is Arjuna. Dear friends, the confusion that Arjuna went through is out of ignorance. Arjuna is known as Gudakesa. He is the conqueror of sleep. Although he is conqueror of sleep, he is inflicted with ignorance. He is confused. He thinks he is going to kill Bhishma. He is going to kill Drona. He is going to kill his near and dear ones. He was overwhelmed by the fratricidal war outcome. And Arjuna could think like that because he is naturally saintly. So if you look at the argument that Arjuna gave is very powerful. He said that Duryodhana has no sense. He doesn't know what is right and what is wrong. But by your association, Krishna, I know what is right, what is wrong. And now, if I am going to fight in this battle, all these soldiers, they will be beheaded. That means that many widows would be created. And when women lose protection, the society will crumble, will be destroyed. Adultery will happen. People would ill get Varna Sankara. In Vedic tradition, we are trained how to beget nice children by Garbhadhana Samskara. So all these family values, social values will be destroyed when there will be massacre, great massacre in the battle of Kurukshetra. So Arjuna had good points to argue. But when Krishna wants to give us nectar, that nectar, when one drinks, would remove all ignorance. Who is Arjuna to argue against it? But Arjuna was used by Krishna as an instrument such that he would ask question and after surrendering to Krishna. Although Arjuna is confused, he knows Krishna is the absolute truth. He would naturally surrender to Krishna. In general, all of us, we are confused. We become confused at some point of our life. But when we are confused, we drag away from path of dharma most of the time. But in case of Arjuna, he is going to surrender to Krishna. When one surrenders to Krishna, what is revealed is nectar, nectar of truth. And that is going to be revealed in the form of Bhagavad Gita. What a wonderful thing is going to happen. So, Arjuna being confused is a sign of auspiciousness for the world, for the universe. But when I and you get confused and we don't surrender to Krishna, then nobody gets benefit. Nobody gets benefit. So let us take the advantage of Arjuna's Vishada, his confusion. My dear friends, we must tread the path of Arjuna. This material world is very bewildering. How expert you may be, the material energy can put us under illusion. Let us learn how to depend on Krishna's instruction, the way Arjuna acted. He accepted Krishna's instruction as a whole. He accepted Bhagavad Gita in totality. So when we are confused, let us turn our attention to Bhagavad Gita and hear the conversation between Krishna and Arjuna. What a wonderful nectar is this. If you would like to ask me the question, which character we must follow, then let us follow in the footsteps of Arjuna. Now let's go to the fourth character, and that is Sanjaya. Sanjaya was the personal secretary of Dhritarashtra. He was blessed by his spiritual master Vyasadeva to be able to see the events occurring in Mahabharata. Being blessed, he is narrating directly the events that are occurring in battlefield of Kurukshetra to his master Dhritarashtra. But although he is the personal secretary of a blind king who is both blind materially as well as spiritually, he is not. He is open-minded. When he heard Krishna's conversation with Arjuna, he was in ecstasy. And he gave the final comment, final opinion about Bhagavad Gita. He said, Yatra Yogeshwaraha Krishno, Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara, Tatra Sri Vijayar Bhutir, Dhruvam Nitir Matir Mama. Wherever there is Krishna, the master of all mystics, wherever there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, there will also certainly be opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. That is my opinion. My dear friends, even if we cannot put ourselves in the shoes of Arjuna, even if we are not confused, we don't feel the need to surrender to Krishna, but still let us hear the message of Bhagavad Gita. Then we would benefit like Sanjaya. Even if I don't have inquisitiveness to know the truth, let's hear Bhagavad Gita the way Sanjaya heard. He was not intending to hear Bhagavad Gita, but by hearing Bhagavad Gita, he got enlightened. He understood Krishna consciousness in totality. Finally, the ultimate character. The character without whom nothing exists. Rather, he alone exists. That is Krishna. He is the fifth character and the essential character. He is the summum bonum of everything that exists. So Krishna, how was he introduced? He was introduced as a mere chariot driver. In the chapter 1, Arjuna is instructing him, "Oh Krishna, please take my chariot in the middle of the battlefield so that I can see both the parties who are against us, who are with us." Krishna, whom sun god, king of the demigods Indra, Chandra, Varuna, everyone pay their respect. 33 crore demigods, they act according to the wishes of Krishna. Same Krishna is following the instructions of Arjuna. That is how Krishna was presented. Absolute truth naturally would be magnanimous. And you won't find another character as magnanimous as Krishna. He can become chariot driver of mere Arjuna. He can become infinite Sari and give protection to Draupadi. He can go and eat very simple foodstuff in the house of Vidura. He is the person only will be known by those who seek him. Unless you seek Krishna, you can never understand him. Avajananti ma mudha manusim tanum asritam param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheswaram. He is Krishna. But fools deride him as a human being, mere human being. They cannot understand his transcendental nature. In fact, everything is within him. He embraces everything. He pervades everything. Sarvato pani pada tat, sarvato akhi shiro mukha, sarvato srutimal loke, sarvam abritya tishtati. He is pervading everywhere. He is the witness of all event. That Krishna must be understood, internalized. All our actions must be dedicated to him. Everybody must perform to his satisfaction. It is His kingdom. Everything is His opulence. We are His mere instrument. So, dear friends, I presented 5 characters to all of you. Who do we represent? We are part and parcel of Krishna. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Mamaivangsa jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. We are atomic, Krishna is infinite. We can become only His instrument. So we are presenting this Bhagavad Gita as it is, as Krishna spoke to Arjuna, by the blessings of His divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. If you hear this conversation between Krishna and Arjuna, and this message is able to capture your mind, then certainly you represent Sanjaya. I wish you do represent Sanjaya. But unfortunately, in this material world, most of us, even if we are pushed to hear Bhagavad Gita message, we do not take interest. That is our biggest misery. My dear friends, please think about it. Next character is Duryodhan. Do I represent him? Do you represent him? Of course, we act as a doer. We depend on our prowess. We depend on our education, erudite scholarship. We depend on our beauty. We depend on our aristocracy, like Duryodhan. But most likely, we are not stubborn as Duryodhan. Given an opportunity, we may turn towards Krishna, towards Bhagavad Gita. Do we represent Arjuna? In the most difficult situation, can we ask question? Unfortunately, for last 30 years, I have been presenting Bhagavad Gita literally in every forum, and particularly to youth. And very rarely I find a question from the audience. They hear, they listen, they may say it is good, but they don't ask question. But because they're not seeking the truth. Dear friend, I'm hoping that through this Bhagavad Gita comprehensive course, I'll find some like Arjuna who would be seeker of truth. You must seek the truth to know Him, to approach Him, to become part of Him. And the character that certainly is very, very reflective of our lives is Dhritarashtra. We are all born blind spiritually. We always lament for our past. We hunker for the future. We have a typical Dhritarashtra mentality. But my dear friend, if you hear Bhagavad Gita, you can transcend the character of Dhritarashtra. You can enter either the footstep of Arjuna or Sanjaya. I pray that all our listeners would look towards Arjuna or Sanjaya, not Dhritarashtra or Duryodhan. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, everyone. Any questions? Okay, let us see some. Oh, you raise your hand. Yes, Radhav.
Mataji, when will the quiz start?
Quiz will start at 5 p.m. Adelaide time. So 12 noon Indian Standard Time. So what will be, I think 4:30, right? Melbourne time, right? 4:30. Is it?
Yeah, Mataji. But Mataji, they send a message again. It's like 5 to 7 o'clock.
Oh, that 5 to 7 is the prize distribution ceremony, like the completion, the final ceremony.
Oh, okay. But the
This will
quiz
be,
is at 4 o'clock only, right? Okay.
yeah, this will be at 12 noon. Yeah, I confirmed with them yesterday even. I also thought the same. So they said,
Okay.
no, no, it's at 5 p.m. Indian Standard Time, and this is happening at 12 noon Indian Standard Time.
Okay, Mataji. Yeah.
Uh,
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Yes, Mrugesh.
Yes, Mataji. Is it gonna be like this link that they're gonna be?
No, that will be a different link they will share with you
Okay.
in that Gita. Yeah,
Ganeshalam.
Gita Nushilanam. Yes, 10 to 14 years. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This is our Australia link, but they will use different. That will be Indian. Yeah, but that will be on Zoom only. Okay, Zoom and Kahoot combined, just like us. Okay, so yeah, let us go to the questions. Yesterday we did around 9 questions. Today we'll do some more questions. Okay. Why does Krishna address Arjuna as Partha? You can just let me know the answers, okay? All of you. Why does Krishna address Arjuna as Partha? It might be relevant to what we heard in these 2 days, or just because there are, I think there are 3 videos. We watched only 2. So some questions you might not understand, or if you can just give me the answer by your logic also sometimes. Why does Krishna address Arjuna as Partha? Because he was son of Pritha or Kunti. Because he wanted to inform Arjuna that he became his chariot driver because he has the son of the sister of his own father, Vasudeva. Because Arjuna was frightened and he wanted to encourage him to fight. So why Krishna addresses Arjuna and or A and B both?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Mataji, I think C. B.
Mm, no, actually Pritha. Partha, right? Parth. So Pritha, son of Pritha. Okay. That is the Partha. That means Partha, right? And also Partha represents Pritha. So Pritha is the sister of Vasudeva, right? Real sister of Vasudeva, who was the father of Krishna. So Krishna reminds Arjuna his dynasty. Okay, go back to your original, like your mother, and what is mm, your your mama, right? So they are all uh, kingly personalities. They are all Kshatriyas. Vasudeva was Kshatriya, right? Nanda Maharaj was Vaishya, but Vasudeva was king. So he says to Arjuna that you are my brother, my cousin brother. You are from the Kshatriya family, so you should fight. Okay? So that's the meaning of Partha. So A and B. B is the right answer. This is what I think. Okay, let's see. Okay, D is the right answer. Okay, next question. Arjuna is referred as Gudakesha because why Arjuna is referred as Gudakesha? So we haven't learned this, but we'll just try to judge, okay, in these 2 classes. So it might be in third lecture. Arjuna conquered both the sleep and ignorance because of his friendship with Krishna. Arjuna, being a pure devotee, is never free from thinking of Krishna's name, form, qualities, pastimes, either in walking or sleep. A devotee of Krishna can conquer with sleep and ignorance simply by thinking Krishna constantly. As Rishikesha, Krishna could understand Arjuna's purpose in placing the chariot in middle of the armies. So what might be the there might be more than one answers correct. Okay?
Mataji, I think it's A and C.
A, B, and C. Okay. So being a devotee, whether he sleeps, devotee sleeps for serving Krishna. He is awake for serving Krishna. So for devotee, whether he sleeps or doesn't, is all same. So Gudakesha means that thing also. Always remembering Krishna. In his sleep also he dreams about Krishna. So who has conquered the sleep. And so he doesn't go to ignorance by sleeping also. A devotee of Krishna conquers both sleep and ignorance. Yes. So A, B, and C. Okay. And then let us see this one. Arjuna orders Krishna to take his chariot between the two armies so that he can see all persons who had joined the sides of Duryodhana and can estimate the strength of both armies. This is already known to Arjuna. Still, he wanted to know why. So Arjuna asked Krishna to take his chariot in middle of these two armies, right? So he knew all the family members are there. Duryodhana's party, who is containing, who is there, his party, who is there. Still, he asked Krishna, "Will you take this my chariot in the middle of both the armies? Why?" He is getting frightened and confused. Lord Krishna is controlling the senses of Arjuna and is preparing the ground so that he can speak the science of absolute truth to our benefit. Lord Krishna knew that everybody's attention is on the battle, and this is the opportune moment to speak the science of absolute truth through Arjuna. As a warrior, Arjuna is smart enough to command Lord Krishna as to gauge the situation. So what might be the answer? This type of questions will not come, but this will lead us to a perfect knowledge. Okay, that's why I'm going through this. Most of the questions in your case will be very short, just like what we did in the our quiz Kahoot quiz. Okay, but I
Mataji,
have those
what?
questions, so that's why we are going to
Mataji,
these questions. Yes,
Mataji, what does gauge mean? Like Lord Krishna
like
as
analyze, right?
um
Analyze the situation. Analyze, understand, you understand? Predict the situation, okay? Understand the situation, right?
um
So why Arjuna is asking Krishna to go in front of two armies? What is the need of Arjuna to go? Because he knows both the parties. So
Mataji, I think ABC.
A, B, C. So he's getting frightened and confused. No, not exactly. He might not be there. Sorry for that. But Krishna is controlling the senses of Arjuna and is preparing the ground. This is all about Krishna, okay? And Lord Krishna knew everybody's attention at the better opportune moment to speak the. Okay, why Arjuna asks? Okay, Arjuna orders. As a warrior, Arjuna is smart enough to command Krishna as to gauge the situation. Yeah. So this is a difficult part. He went to gauge the situation also, but Duryodhan actually he tried to analyze the situation. So in this case, what Raghav is saying might be right, but A is not
B.
right. Okay, B and C might be right. Okay,
Yeah, B and C.
B and C. Okay, so half answer is correct. Rather good. Okay, so which does not refer to Arjuna. Okay, what is not the name of Arjuna? Dhananjaya, Gudakesha, Bharata, Haridas.
C. Mataji. C.
Actually, Haridas is also not his name, right?
But wasn't Bharata
Bharata is
person of
Bharata is his name actually because he comes from the dynasty of Bharat Maharaj. Okay,
Oh,
he was his
that's
forefather. So at many places in Bhagavad Gita, you will see Krishna saying Arjuna, denoting Arjuna as Bharata, uh, as the descendant of Bharata. Oh, descendant of Bharata, like that it will be there. In the translation also you can see. Okay, so D is Haridas. It's not his name. Select the, so these all three are his name, okay? Dhananjaya, Gudakesha, and Bharat is Arjuna's name. Select the statement which justifies that Krishna is infallible. So infallible means he cannot fall from his position. We all can fall from our position, but Krishna is infallible. He can never fall down from his position. As a charioteer, he had to carry out the orders of Arjuna, and since he did not hesitate to do so, therefore he is infallible. Lord never fails in his affection for his devotees, and therefore, out of his causeless mercy, he was engaged in the service of his friend. Krishna is fallible. So this says why is fallible? By becoming a charioteer, Arjuna, his supreme position as God was challenged. Okay, so certainly this is not true. C is not true. Right? Both A and B are correct. That is the fourth answer. So what is
Yeah.
yes? So D is the correct answer.
B.
D, right? So D is the correct answer because Krishna never fails to serve his devotees, and he is an order carrier. Although he is a chariot driver, he is still serving his pure devotees. So he cannot be considered as a fallen person. What are signs of victory for Pandavas even before the battle ensued? Okay, even before the battle started, what was the signs of victory of Pandavas? There, Sanjay could see some signs of victory of Pandavas. Like he was saying Arjuna, he was calling Arjuna as Gudakesh, he was calling Krishna as Rishikesh. Sanjay could easily see that these people are going to really win.
It's B.
The emblem, let us read first. The emblem of Hanuman on the flag, right, of Arjuna is a sign of victory. There was a flag, Hanuman on the flag. The Lord of the senses, Lord Krishna, is personally present, like Rishikesha, right? Arjuna is best archer and Gandiva is his weapon. The army of Pandavas has more accomplished warrior as compared to the Kauravas.
A
I
and B.
think A, B, C.
ABC.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So Kauravas had actually Bhishma. Okay, Bhishma Pitama was there. So Pandava's army was not that much accomplished warrior. They had just Krishna, and that he was also chariot driver. He vowed not to fight. So Pandavas were very weak in that way, but they had Krishna. So this fourth answer is not correct, but these three are right. Correct answer is A, B. Okay. So Arjuna is the best archer and Gandiva is his weapon. So that doesn't mean that he will be victorious. So the correct answer is A and B only. Okay. So we all are a bit wrong. Let us see the next part. So the chariots flag of Arjuna has the emblem of human. Lord Krishna,
C.
Hanuman,
Mataji, C.
Hanuman.
C.
Yes,
C.
Hanuman. Okay, sorry, I'm moving a bit down. Okay, what was the evidence during the blowing of conch shells? Okay, what could they see doing? Like, what was the realization while blowing of the conch shells? The loud sound of different conch shells from Pandava's side became uproarious and shattered the hearts of sons of Dhritarashtra. There was no heartbreaking on the part of Pandavas when Bhishma and Duryodhana blew their respective conch shells. The message here is given that one who takes shelter of Krishna has nothing to fear even in the midst of greatest calamity. Duryodhana and his party started celebrating the victory. So, what is the right? What are
Mataji,
A.
I
A.
think C.
so?
Mataji, I think A and C.
A
Yeah,
and C.
A is right.
A and C.
Okay, then the B is also right. Okay, there was no heartbreaking. There, it is not written anywhere. Then that the Pandavas' heart were broken when Bhishma Deva blew the conch shell, right? So B is also correct. Okay, it's for me. Well, let us see. The message here is given that one who takes shelter of Krishna has nothing. Yes. So this C is also right. Okay. A, B, and C. So let us see. Okay, yeah, A, B, C. A, B, C is the correct answer. Okay? All three are correct answer. The fourth, except for the fourth one. Okay. So which are the correct options? You have to see the correct one. Arjuna is referred to as Dhananjaya because he helped his elder brother in fetching the wealth required for different sacrifices. Bhima is known as Vrikodara because he is the voracious eater. Achyuta refers to Krishna because he is all infallible. Govinda means he is the giver of pleasure of cows and senses. What are the right answers?
Um,
Yes, Hirva? Can you?
I
It's
know
very quiet.
D is right. I don't know about him named as.
Bhima is ferocious eater. So Udara. Udara means his stomach. Okay, Udara means stomach. Okay, so he has a
Yeah,
Vakro. So he's a great
yeah. So probably
malicious eater. Right?
B is right.
Achyuta
D is
means is fallible. Okay? Achyuta means not infallible. So some questions are there we haven't gone through, but we will just have a look. So
I think B, C.
actually all are correct. Okay.
Yeah, all
So
are correct.
yes,
Fetch.
because Dhananjay is also right. He helped his elder brother for doing the Rajsuya Yoga. So he went to the Himalayas and brought all the wealth from there to do. Because after this fight was over, they were all bereft of money and everything. So then he went to Himalaya. He fetches some wealth and then they do the Rajsuya Yoga. So Bhima Azurkudara. Okay. Sorry. So option dash is referred to Rishikesha. Option dash is Madhusudana. Option this refers to Keshava respectively. So what is the meaning? This is the meaning. These are the meanings of who is all attractive, killer of demon Keshi. He is master of senses, control senses, pure devotees, killer of Madhu. So the first one, let us go one by one. Okay. Rishikesha means Rishika means senses. Okay. Isha means Lord. Okay. Lord of the senses. Where is it?
Oh, C. C.
C, Mataji.
See. So then Madhusudana. Okay. Killer of the
D.
Madhu.
D.
Yeah. So also, if sometimes they will write killer of the all our doubts. Okay. Who 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 kills all our
Mataji.
doubts, right? The doubts are like demon. Okay, Sudana, Madhusudana, Arisudana. Okay, all the Sudana, wherever it is written, Krishna's name, that is the killing of our doubts. Okay, basically, so Krishna is our resolves our doubt. And option dash refers to Keshava. What is
B.
the meaning of Keshava?
Mataji. B.
Kesh,
B.
yeah. So Keshava,
Yes.
when I was young, I was always thinking, yeah, he must have very nice hair. That's why. So they might give you this option, okay? So don't go to that. But there is Keshi demon, as per Keshi demon. Okay, so he is the killer of Keshi demon. So that is the right answer. Okay, the next one. The names of consuls of Lord Krishna, Arjuna, Bhima, respectively. Okay, first, what is the consul of Krishna?
Mataji. A.
Yeah, it's A.
So we can see Panchjanya is at two places. Okay, so let's go ahead. Arjuna, Devdatta, Ananta Vijaya, no. So Devdatta, okay. So
A.
this is, and then Bhima is Pandra. Okay, so A. So this is how you have to go. Just go one by one, okay? Whenever you are given a question. Okay. Bhishma, by blowing his conch shell, what he wanted to inform his grandson Duryodhan indirectly. Okay. When Bhishma blew the conch shell, what he wanted to indicate to Duryodhan? that he has no chance of victory in battle against Pandavas, as conscious sound invokes auspiciousness, that he is going to win over Pandavas, as all great generals like Dronacharya, Kripacharya are on his side, that he is going to win over Pandavas because less experienced generals like Bhima were like a fig in the presence of Bhishma. He encouraged Duryodhana to fight like a lion.
A. A. A.
So yes, A is right. No chance of victory, and he is going to win over Pandavas. Okay, but this is also right. I think so. He encouraged Duryodhana to fight like a lion. Okay, uproarious, roaring sound. Okay, let us see. Okay, A and D. Okay, so this lion, like, he's like, if you read the text of this, when Bhishma blows the conch shell, it will, the sound was uproarious, like lion roars, no? Like that. Okay. Duryodhana was confident of full support of Bhishma and Dronacharya, even though they had affection for Pandavas. Okay, so Duryodhana was confident of full support from Bhishma and Dronacharya, even though they had affection. Bhishma and Dronacharya, actually they were more likely to incline towards Pandavas, but they were both following their duties. Okay, and Duryodhana was very confident about their support. Why? They didn't speak a single word when Draupadi was being disrobed in the assembly of Kurus. They had some sort of affection for Pandavas, but they would give it up, as they had done during the gambling performance. Bhishma and Drona are paid and maintained by Duryodhana, and they are subordinates to his orders.
D. Wait.
Mataji, A and B.
A and B. A and B. Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
I also suppose. Okay, let us see here. A and B is right. Okay. So they were subordinate to their orders, and they were maintained, paid, not paid, but actually but maintained by Dhritarashtra. But that is not that close reason. That was not the reason why Duryodhana was very confident about that support. He was more confident because they kept quiet when there was gambling match, when Draupadi was disrobed on these places. So he was thinking, as they supported me at that time, they will support me this time also. Why was Duryodhan so confident of his victory in the battle? His army was protected by most experienced general, the grandfather Bhishma. The Pandavas' army was protected by less experienced general Bhishma. Why Duryodhana was very confident about
A B C.
it, who is like a fig, and he thinks the strength of his army is immeasurable. None of the above. Yes, A, B, C.
A
Somebody has
B
to
C.
read.
A B C.
Haircut. Yeah, yeah, yes, yes, yes. Okay, you can hear the translation, the recording. Okay, okay. Yeah, A, B, C is the correct answer. Okay. Duryodhan was a great diplomat. Select option, we justify this. He was a great diplomat. He informed Duryodhana. Diplomat means very analytical. Okay, he's not just whimsically doing things. He informed, very political, Dronacharya about great warriors on the side of Pandavas. He talked about his own warriors, concluded that his side is much superior to the Pandavas. He reminded Dronacharya that he made a mistake by teaching military science to enemy Drishtadyumna, and that is he should not repeat his mistake by becoming lenient to Pandavas, as they are his favorite students. He requested Dronacharya to give protection to Bhishma, who was commander in chief of his side. So, from what sentences that Duryodhana spoke, we can conclude that he is like a politician. Right?
I don't know. B and C sound right, but
Yeah. Um, so I think all are correct. He informed Dronacharya about great warriors on his side, Pandava's side. So he was analyzing the situation. Okay. And then he talked about his warriors, concluded that his side is much superior. And this is, of course, right. C is, of course, right. And he requested Dronacharya to give protection to Bhishma, who was commander in chief of his side. So that is all right. All are correct. Okay, A, B, C, D.
how did Bhishma Dev need protection?
He doesn't need protection, but there was a reason. Yesterday we were reading that Bhishma was a very potential fighter. Okay, he was very valiant, like very great fighter. So that's why this Duryodhana says that you all should protect Bhishma. Okay, he just declares to his army that now everyone protect Bhishma. Okay. So although he was the chief of the warriors, but still he is asking. So Drishtadyumna is the student of, and in the purport Prabhupada has written the reason. If you read, he has written the reason that he also Duryodhana also doubted that Bhishma Deva, being of an old age person, he might be fighting at one place and then somebody might be attacking him from the other side and he might not be able to cope up. So Duryodhana was very much, he was not confident about his own, this grandsire Bhishma also. That's why he's asking. Typically materialistic people. Drishtadyumna is the student of Desh and the son of Desh. So Drishtadyumna is the student of
I don't know this one.
Drishtadyumna. So he was the student of
Mataji, I think C.
See, so he was the Dronacharya, and he's the son of Drupada. Okay. So there was a fight. There was some misunderstanding between Dronacharya and Drupada, King Drupada. Okay, when they both were studying together in the Gurukula. Prabhupada writes that story in the purport, one of the purports. That time, Dronacharya, he had helped Drupada in some way. So Drupada said that, okay, fine, when it's your time, I will also help you. Okay, he gave them that promise he gave to Dronacharya. But then Dronacharya was a rishi, and he didn't have money. So he goes to Drupada and he asks that, can you give some help, monetary help, financial? Then he says, hey, this is him. He's a beggar, throw him away. He says like that. Okay. So Dronacharya had this rivalry sense, and he said that to Arjuna and Yudhishthira and Bhima also. So these five Pandavas, they went to Drupada and they fought with Drupada, and they caught Drupada and brings to Dronacharya. Okay, now he is caught. Now you do whatever you want to do, Dronacharya. And then Dronacharya says that, okay, leave him. So he didn't do anything with him. But because Drupada was humiliated by these five Pandavas, so he felt very disrespectful. So Drupada, he did a fire sacrifice. And from that fire sacrifice, two personalities came out. One was Drishtadyumna and another was Draupadi.
Draupadi.
And this Drishtadyumna, he asked him to go to Dronacharya, okay, again to learn the archery and military. So Dronacharya was a teacher and he couldn't deny, because Kshatriya, if there is a Kshatriya, he has to teach them. Okay. Although Eklavya he denied, but to the Kshatriya, he has to teach. So that's why now Duryodhana was telling to Dronacharya, see, you taught even your enemy. So what you will do in my force? You are biased to Pandavas already. So Drishtadyumna, he studied with Dronacharya. Okay, he's his student, but he still is in the force of Pandavas. He's in the army of Pandavas. He took the part of Pandavas because he was the son of Drupada, and Draupadi was his sister. So they took part of Pandavas. So son of Drupada and disciple of Dronacharya. Okay. Dash arranged for the military phalanx of the Pandavas. So who was the chief army chieftain in Pandavas? So Arjuna, Dronacharya, Drishtadyumna, none of them. Who was the main chieftain in Pandavas army?
A.
Arjuna was not the main person, like the minister who is organizing, arranging the military phalanx was Drishtadyumna. Okay? So that's why Duryodhana made a comment on Dronacharya. Let's see, you taught Drishtadyumna how to fight, and now Drishtadyumna is arranging the military phalanx against you only. So Dronacharya was in the part of Kauravas, okay, army. Drishtadyumna was. And who was the main person in arranging Kauravas party? Anyone knows? Bhishma.
Bhishma.
So and that's how they compared also that see we have Bhishma and look at them, they are having Drishtadyumna here. He learned from Dronacharya. So he was very confident on his prowess, power. Duryodhana was very much confident. What is true about Dhritarashtra? Dhritarashtra was blind from birth, but he was bereft of spiritual vision. He was impartial to his sons and sons of Pandu. Although Dhritarashtra knew that Pandavas are victorious, he still supported his son Duryodhana blindly. Yes? Okay.
Mata, I think it's C.
Yeah, okay. He was a righteous king as he followed Bhishma Deva and Vidura. Okay. So,
C. Yes, C. I did partial.
yes, but this is also he was impartial to his sons and he was partial, right?
Yeah, he was partial.
That is also correct. Okay. And this is also correct. Dhritarashtra was blind by birth, but he was bereft of spiritual vision also. Both material and spiritual, both he was blind. Okay. Yes, this is also right. He was not righteous king. Okay. A and C. So he was impartial
Wasn't
to
he
his
partial?
sons and sons of Pandu. This is a wrong answer actually. Must be ABC. He was partial to his sons.
Yeah, but this says impartial.
He was impartial. It says impartial, so that's what. So it is incorrect. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it is not true, right? I'm getting confused. Thanks. Hero. Okay. Why was Dhritarashtra fearful? Okay, why he was fearful? Kurukshetra as Dharma Kshetra will have influence on the outcome of battle. Pandavas will be victorious because of that. Kurukshetra as Dharma Kshetra and will promote the victory of Pandavas. The Lord Krishna was on the side of Pandavas. He was doubtful about the victory of his son
D.
and all of them.
Yeah, Mata, I think D.
D.
No, not I love the above. So Lord, this one is not correct. I think so. The Lord Krishna, as Lord Krishna was on the side of Pandava, he was doubtful about the victory of his. Yeah. This is. Yes. All of the above. Right. Good. Okay. What is the importance of Kurukshetra in the context of Bhagavad Gita? Kurukshetra is a holy place from immemorial time of Vedic age. Here the battle of Mahabharata took place. Lord Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita in his very place. As holy place, Kurukshetra will have influence of the outcome of this battle and all of the above.
Mataji D.
All of them, yes. Okay, this completes, okay, our quiz part. Like these are some predicted questions because they might sometimes just pick up from here, they put it there, okay. But so that's why I'm doing this, and I hope you all have gone, like especially Hirva and Yogesh have gone to the previous video
Modu Bandrak.
where we discussed this first to eighth question. Okay, if you haven't, go to the last part of the yesterday's video, Hirva and Yogesh, and you can go through these questions. Okay. There is one irrelevant question also which was not included in yesterday's or today's video. That's fine. You, if you don't do that, it's also all right. That the unalloyed devotional service to Mukunda, right? This one we didn't do yesterday. So it is Yasyasti Bhaktir Bhagavati Akinchana. This one, but that we didn't. That was out of the course, so we don't need to do that. Okay, any questions?
Is it chapter 1 and 2?
Chapter 1 only. Yeah, for you, it's chapter 1, 10 to 14 years, chapter 1, 14 to 18 years, chapter 2. Okay, so so just go to the first video where they have discussed the first part of this this slide, which is just an overview of the verses, right? Sections, right? As per the section numbers, right? Yesterday we did not this one, but this up to this. Okay, section 4. Okay, and starting from section 1 to section 4. Okay, so what are the warrior groups and everything? Especially you read Bhagavad Gita also, but don't forget to read this. Okay, this is very important. So because this is their text, like their summary. This
Will
is how they
anything
are
come
trying to
which is
teach.
not in the video?
Yes.
Will anything come which is not in the video?
Not in the video. I don't think so. There is a third video also. That's why we went through all the objective questions, because sometimes they might not hear the third video and they might just pick up some questions from here, they put there. Okay. This is the thematic, this is the comprehensive course, and these are the questions given in that comprehensive course. Fortunately, we have these questions and we are going through it, but they must have these questions, and they might just pick up some of the questions which might not be, we might not have heard. But most of we just fingers crossed, Krishna willing, we'll have the questions only from video number 1 and 2. There is video number 3 also, but I don't think so. They'll check. Okay, they will recheck, and no much questions out of the syllabus, only from chapter 1. Yeah, if you get time, read the purport, or else you can just read this one nicely. And we have done the questions. Okay, for the questions, yesterday's question, there were some 7-8 questions we did yesterday, me and Radha, and you can go through yesterday's recording. Okay, for that. Yes, Radha.
Mataji, how many questions will there be in the quiz?
I think 30, around 30 will be there, like 28, 32, 30, 35, like that.
Okay,
Around,
Mataji, thank
plus
you.
minus 5. Yeah. And this is what I think. Okay. And one more instruction, you all are praying as a team. Okay. So don't feel that, oh, Hirva is going ahead of me, Radha is going ahead. Okay. So this is our team spirit. Okay. So if someone is going ahead, it's very good. But that doesn't mean that we don't have to try. Okay. You should have a fighting spirit also to defeat Hirva, Radha, or Murugesh, or like that. But you should not feel that, oh, but because we are playing as Australia team. Okay. So have the team spirit. Okay. Hari bol.
Cricket match, Mashallah.
All the best and congratulations.
Mataji, it's like a cricket match.
Yes.
Versus India.
Yeah, but here you will not have time to do that, right? They are doing hugging. But we are team, okay? Very good. And I will let you know when the quiz starts actually. Hiru and Rukesh, if you are busy. First 15 minutes, they might do just the practice. So if you are, if you are running out of time or something, anyways, I'll send you the message, okay?
It's 5 p.m. Adelaide time, right?
5 p.m. Adelaide time.
Okay.
So 4:30 Melbourne time.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, any questions? Any questions, Radha?
No, Mataji.
Okay, okay. Okay, thank you. And if Nugesh has some questions, just ask him to call me, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you so
Hare
much.
Krishna.
All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you.